Aquarius. How are you guys doing this evening? Hello, how are you guys doing this morning? This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any cross watchers that may want to see what's going on with their Aquarius. It is for the end of November energies into December. It's a little late, but better late than never, I guess. So, as always, take what resonates. If it doesn't, the messages may or may not be for you today. If they resonate, that's cool. Let me know in the comments down below. I love connecting with you guys. You guys know my spiel. If they don't, you can always look up majors. You can always look up your moon and ascendant signs at astro.com. I just discovered that website through astrology and tarot group on Facebook. It's actually really really informative. I usually plug cafeastrology.com in the description box, but like I said, I just found this one and it's pretty awesome. So check out any format that you like, or any website actually. I was just watching your last videos, the Halloween spread and October's reading for you guys, Aquarius, and it was about how funny. It's about you guys. There's a gentleman in the house. It's about you guys breaking away from an impressive situation, whether it be person, job situation, family member, you know, and you guys were finally taking the steps to walk away from, you know, said oppressive situation, person, place, or thing. Ooh. 10 of Wands. Gentleman again on the bottom of the deck. It's almost like some of you guys either were just mentally preparing yourself at that time, because it seems that there's still some waiting and indecision here. We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Hangman, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, which to me is waiting for news to act. 2 more cards, please. My Aquariuses. Oh, well, two for one, I guess. Father of Swords definitely wanted to come out. He's that's the male energy, if you will, for you guys' sign. Yeah, so let's take a look at your spread. Take a look at the bottom of the deck and get into this. Well, we do the bottom of the deck first usually. So you have the Chariot. This was a major player in your October reading. Also, this was you guys moving away from that oppressive situation we were just referring to. You know, you guys could be connecting with Cancerian energy. I have Pisces here as well. Pisces, Taurus, Virgo. But anyway, the Chariot is about moving in general. Some of you guys, again, just could be in the midst of deciding a place to live and the physical action of moving. But I do feel like there's definitely still some confusion in particularly, you know, you guys' love lives. It could be your family life. We have behind the Chariot the Seven of Cups, so it's like you're moving forward in a direction, but you're kind of unsure of exactly which way to go. It seems that you guys are still very much in the indecision phase. Let's take a look at the spread real quick. See here we have the Two of Swords, which is like the thought before the action. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, waiting game, along with the Major Arcana waiting game card. Hangman. Moving into calmer waters. All these indications of movement, Aquarius. So for you guys, like, I'd say throughout, like, even the end of the year, or you know, the decade actually, you guys are really going to be more introspective. Like, you know, you're not going to be showing your hand, I want to say. You're going to be going within a lot more and taking a serious inventory of where, and I feel like I just said this to you last month again, where you're going to be going in this next chapter. I don't feel like it's exactly closed yet, and this is why. So we have here, and you're going to be doing it from your very fixed air sign point of view. You know, as one of your core cards, the Father of Swords, just kept wanting to jump out and jumped out at the end. This is a very logical standpoint. He uses logic over emotion. He makes head over heart decisions. The Father of Swords is someone that, you know, people call on when there are, you know, catastrophic or disastrous circumstances, because you can keep a cool, level head in a situation like that. So you're going at it from a very air sign, which you are, perspective. But the thing is, you guys are very much in your head, I feel like. We have the Hermit card, which is Virgo's major arcana, and we have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you guys are taking a lot on by yourself, and you're not being vocal about it. The Hermit is, you know, kind of about just that. It's about being introspective, again, not to beat a dead horse with that word, but it's about going within and kind of doing a little bit of soul searching, being more spiritual than as of late, especially with the Hermit, the Hierophant right next to him, Taurus's major arcana card. That is very much about spirituality, but also learning in this deck. I'll get to that. But the Hermit is about going within and kind of keeping to your own company and seeking wise counsel, Aquarius. And for you right now, the wise counsel and the, I guess, important information is that to be keeping to yourself. But the thing here that has me a little conflicted is that while you are really like making this list, I see you making this like list of pros and cons, it is still very much a burden for you. Some of you guys at work are being like overloaded. This card is the Ten of Wands is very much about people dumping all of their shit on you. You know, at work, people asking too many tasks of you, and you need to start delegating a little better. At home, it could be a partner or a family member that's like emotionally or, you know, like overloading you. And the message is to lay your burdens down, actually. So I think that's why you're going, like, it's a few month cycle, it seems, for you guys. You're going really deep into this kind of quiet mode, because you have a lot of shit to suss out, and you have a lot to think about on the energies that are going to be turning over, because I think we can all agree that the past few years have been pretty intense for a lot of people, and hopefully that's just because, you know, we are kind of coming to the end of a decade that is a pinnacle marker point, you know, and I think a lot of us are just more mindful of what we want to create for ourselves now, as we were maybe even just 10 years ago. We realize that we can play an active part in the creating of our life, and it just doesn't happen to us. Life doesn't just, you know, kind of shit on you. You can be a very active participant in how it's going to go, you know what I mean, for lack of a better term, I guess. So, Aquarius, you will be moving into calmer waters. You have the Six of Swords here again. I believe you had this your last reading as well. I definitely know that you had the Two of Pentacles as well. Ten of Swords from the last reading is turned into Ten of Wands, so that action that was very upsetting to you has kind of turned into just kind of carrying it with you, maybe. But know at the end of the day that you, especially with the excuse me, Chariot on the bottom of the deck, you guys are going to be moving into a better space. It's just, you know, we want things to be instantaneous almost, as a human. It's kind of like a human condition, if you will. And it may not work out that way, you know. It's just, it's going to take a little bit of time. especially, I look down right next to it, is Seven of Pentacles. This is about putting in the work and wondering where your return is, will the fruits of your labor, come to a bountiful harvest? And they will, Aquarius, especially if you are putting in the mental and soulful work. It just, the universe doesn't have the same timetable as we do. And again, look again to the left is the major arcana of the Hangman. That is, to me, the exact mirroring energy of the Seven of Pentacles. Some people say feeling stuck, waiting around. Again, sacrificing a lot for a situation and feeling like when is my just due going to come? Because I've been putting in a lot of this work. But the message with the Hangman that's different than the Seven of Pentacles is that you might need to look at your situation from a different perspective, Aquarius. And it might be just that. You guys could also be connecting with Piscean energy. Again, as I said, water signs, Cancer and Piscean specifically, and Earth. So water and Earth are here this month with you guys. I believe it was all fire, mostly fire last time around. And I feel like you guys haven't really, taken that step yet because you're waiting on some type of information to come through. This is the Eight of Wands, and it's about exactly that. It's about receiving news to get clarity in a situation. Sometimes it's about, waiting on a job offer to come through. Sometimes it's about waiting on, the feelings of someone that you kind of have reached out to, and you're waiting to hear back, what they're thinking. I feel like this is also a card of fast movement. It's one of the more positive in the deck. In the, suit of the Wands. Ace, 3, and the 8 are the most positive in that suit. But for me, in this instance, it's kind of like it's a hold-up. You guys are, acting very cautiously because you're waiting for, this just little tidbit of information to come through that you guys are not receiving, or you feel like you're not receiving. So again, look at your situation from another perspective, because that information or whatever it is that you need to move on from this oppressive fucking situation, it could already be there, and you could just maybe not be seeing it for what it is, Aquarius. The Two of the Pentacles, Two of Pentacles and Two of Swords are here again. Very much cards of indecision. The Two of Swords denotes that this is the thought before the action. You've come to a situation where you cannot go any further. You need to choose right or left, up or down. You need to make a decision. And this is the process of thinking about it before actually going out and physically, taking which road you're going to take. And the Two of Pentacles for me, besides being inevitable change and about negotiation, is kind of about a seesaw effect of really weighing out your options, and again, making a list and being okay, if I stay here, this, and this. If I move here, this, and this is going to happen. If I stay with this person, or if I go, or if I choose between these two people, you guys get the idea. It's about a balance of negotiation with yourself, really. Okay? The only other thing here is the Hierophant, and in this deck, yes, it is about spirituality, typically, conventionalism, marriage, in most, typically the Hierophant is about all those things, the institution of religion, school, stuff like that. In this deck specifically, it's about, a thirst for knowledge, and maybe that's, that could be part of what's holding you guys back, and you feel like you need to break free from, is that you feel like you need to move on to another job or another, hobby or anything, just where you're being challenged, and this is a thirst for knowledge and wanting to just learn more and expand your mind. This could also be the need for a mentor, or you being a mentor to someone, Aquarius. Again, this is Taurian energy, so you could be connecting with a Taurus. But I feel like you guys are just really on the brink of a positive change, and, you know, I hate to say it like this, but someone may be just kind of like holding you back, and you just need to like cut the dead weight and run and go, you know, and move forward out of your situation into calmer waters. Once you do that, it'll be like a breath of fresh air. That is what also the Six of Swords here is about. Besides moving into calmer waters, it's about like hope and feeling hopeful again about your situation, that maybe you guys might not have in quite some time, of course, you know. So I feel like that is pretty much like the cut and dry message for you guys, the last like couple months anyway. And it's hopefully we're going to be doing a December reading, and, you know, I got to get these out. So within the next week or two, I have a feeling that it will be somewhat similar for you guys, but hope. Oh, look, there's your major on the bottom of the deck. See? Hope, at last. Realizing that, you know, there's something out there bigger than you, and really having faith in it, putting faith in fate and destiny, I want to say to you also, Aquarius. Your card is very magical. It's very peaceful energy, and very very tranquil after an emotional upset. It's you having hope and faith again in the world and in people in general, I want to say. Oh, how funny. Right behind that is the Fool, which actually is one of your major arcanas also, because it is ruled by Uranus, which is your planet. This is also Aries card, as we know, but this is about you taking a risk, a calculated risk, however, not just leaping off the edge of the cliff and becoming the literal fool. Whereas this is about you guys weighing out your options and really making a calculated move. And I think that kind of goes pretty nicely with the message that is coming through for you guys strongly. So I'm super stoked. This is Kim Cran's new deck. It's the Archetypes deck, which is what I'm going to do for your Oracle pull this month. Kim Cran's, those who don't know, she is the creator of this deck. I always use the Wild Unknown, and she has another deck, the Spirit Animal deck. This deck is amazing. It's beautiful. It's a 78 card Oracle deck, which is huge. First of all, usually Oracle decks are like maybe 55 cards or something, tops. And they're circular. It's very, very interesting to watch one shuffle. But it's just, the art on the cards are amazing. Her forward to the booklet is like something like 60 pages before you even get into the interpretations of the cards. She really takes you on like the journey that she went on creating this deck, and it's definitely, I think, going to be one of her best ones. She really outdid herself this time. It's pretty amazing. Whoa, ew. Already we have the Cave coming out, number 32. And now there are a lot of these cards, because this is a relatively new deck for me, that I haven't seen or explored yet. I've tried to be more intuitive with the, ooh, interesting, Apocalypse. Oh no, excuse me, Apocalyptus. There's, I've been trying to be more intuitive in the learning of this deck. I would just check out cards, and I was writing some of them down, what I thought it was, and then go into the interpretation of it. There's 4 suits or sections that she's broken them down to: the selves, the tools, the places, and the initiations. I believe Apocalyptus is one of the initiations. These don't come out that often. There's only like 8 of those cards in this deck, so let's pull one more out just for the hell of it. So we have, these cards have a very similar vibe to them. They're very lacking of color, where some of the other ones are super bright, as you saw. What number is that? 50, 60, 74. Alright, just one. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is another. Oh, we have 2 here: the Stone and the Village. Interesting. The Cave, Apocalyptus, the Stone, and the Village. Oh, bottom deck is the Sword. I haven't checked this out, but to me this would be like kind of equating to like the Ace of Swords in a deck. about truth coming through in a situation. Alright, let's start with the cave here. We'll get through it pretty quickly. There we go. The cave, I believe this is probably the places. Come on now. Where the heck are you? Okay. 32. What did I say? Yeah, 32, okay. Sorry guys. Okay, so the cave, the keywords are the dark, the portal, and the interior. So kind of like the internal hermit vibe. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return from a meaningful retreat. That is very much the hermit vibe. That is like super hermit vibe. A place to return for a meaningful retreat where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within the walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard, yet, because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. That's sad. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chambers calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. When it is light, you're in the upright. It means the sacred center within. So again, like your heart chakra, your heart center. And when dark, it means withdrawal, isolation, and hiding. To go deeper, it says, check out the Cave of Crystals, or the Blue Grotto. I think the Cave of Crystals, I want to say, is in South America. I don't even know if that... But, the Blue Grotto, that sounds very interesting. Alright, Apocalyptus. Let's see what this has to say for us. This is very much, but the first card is very much pertaining to that hermit vibe where you guys need to go within and figure out what's going on and which direction you're going to take. So this is removing the veil of deception. Apocalyptus indicates a partially painful time. So we've already kind of touched on that. One that unfolds when two desperate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposite directions. That's very well could speak to you guys' indecision the past, few months. The first is of a lifting of the veil. This means truth that has been kept in the dark. Truths, that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed, no matter how revealing it is to witness. No matter how revealing it is, to witness them come into light, the element of despair and grief follow. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalyptic energy is similar to the forest fire, devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what we have been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in this process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. I think that definitely speaks to what's going on too. If I'm connecting with some Aquarians that are very much at an impasse of what to do and what direction you're going to go in, you just have to let go and let God or whatnot. When light, the unknown, becomes known and guides the way. When it's in the dark, which it wasn't, is fatalism and hopelessness. Go deeper is Michael Mead's Why the World Doesn't End. In the movie, this is the end. Ha, that's funny. That's if you want to go deeper and discover more about this energy. The stone, I haven't seen this card either, so the cave, and actually all three of those I have not seen. There's a sword on here. Ha! That's funny, I have to touch on this because this is what it's about. So, the sword that's on the bottom of the deck, so to use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. That is in a fucking nutshell, what we've been talking about the past 2 months. It is time to make a decision and move forward. So, I think that's kind of ironic. Alright, let's go here. So the stone, the eternal, the anchor, and the rock. As an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly